Welcome back to my makeshift studio for the day where I'm filming, yeah! So let's see what we got here. What do we got here? Let me get rid of this guy. We don't need you now. I don't need notes. I know what to say about this baby. This is the Fractal Design Mini C. And I haven't even built in it yet. And I think it's my new favorite chassis. And let's take a look inside and talk about why. Why I think this might be the perfect chassis for pretty much everyone. I took the advice of many other YouTubers who really just rave about Fractal. And it's funny, you see Fractal Design cases and videos, and it's not that they look bad, they look good. But to a certain degree, until you have one, you're like, what's all the fuss about? What's so great about it? You know, it looks pretty, looks a lot like any other good looking case. Well, it looks clean, it looks good, which is, you know, when something looks neutral, that's awesome because you can style it any way you want. From there, if you're a modder, what's really cool about this are all the features, and I'm going to get into it right off the bat. This has padding right along these two sides, on the top and the bottom here. In addition to the rubber grommets, you've got padding on the glass. That's amazing. And I'm going to explain to you why it's so amazing. Two reasons. One, when the glass is on, it creates a proper sealed environment where there's not a lot of air, much of any air, getting in through the edge. Almost all the other tempered glass cases I've seen have some sort of gap here. Even my N1303 has a gap along the side the way the door works. And pretty much no matter what you do, you're going to get either some positive or negative ventilation through that gap, which isn't really ideal and, you know, isn't really part of the airflow design and such. So that's cool. The other cool thing is this black border around the glass that I really like, you know, helps with not showing thumbprints and things like that. It's cool that the glass has padding too, because I can just lay it down flat and I can feel safe about it. First thing you may notice besides the glass and this lovely filter is that this is an MATX case. It really kind of just looks like a normal ATX mid-tower that had a slight, you know, 20-30% shrink ray hit on it. Put the tower this way for a sec so you can see. We've got 5 PCIe slots, 5 expansion slots. So you could do Crossfire in this or SLI with 2 cards if you really wanted to. But these days, you probably don't need to, and that extra space, your graphics card would really like that for breathing. Most people do a single card, so the other reason I think this is just so good in the first place is because I think MATX is kind of where it's at these days for most users. The boards are more affordable, they're almost nearly entirely full feature, and you know, they're that perfect sweet spot. ITX is expensive for limited features. ATX you get full feature, full size, but a lot of times full price too. And the MATX boards that are shaved down, the stuff sometimes they just shave down stuff you don't need. And I've had really good luck with the ones I've used. They're all like under $100 for, you know, the mid-range B series and the AMD side of things. And I just think for your average consumer right now, if you're trying to save money, MATX is great. Okay, so let me get into the case besides the fact that it's MATX. Even though it's MATX, it has a really, really standard layout. And I mean, like, for how tiny this box is, it's insanely full featured. We've got our single 120 at the back. We've got a 120 here. You can see room for another 120. This floor pops out, and you can do yet another 120. So you can do a whole 360 rad in the front of this case, the little MATX board. I think that's really, really cool. I want to point out how rigid everything is. You're hearing the thing rattle, but really the case itself is stiff as can be. It's insanely well built. Everything, every edge, every corner, every contour is just tougher and more reinforced than any other case I've messed with. The N1303 was also insanely tough, but that was much thicker steel. This is much lighter and manages to be strong without having to just go really thick on the steel. It's still, you know, moderately good sized steel. It's not super thick. Let's pop off the front panel, which the front panel is actually really nice. It's plastic, but I don't hate it because it's just got this nice clean brushed look. For modders, it's awesome because this is really easy to paint, and you're looking at about 1 inch of ventilation, which is what you want. You always want at least 1 inch for your fans to breathe. I find I don't like the cases that just have the tiny holes at the bottom or the top and that's it. They choke the system out. I don't like it. This is a full inch, and what I'm going to show you too, which is really cool, that full inch there's no fans there. The fans are behind that full inch. If the fans were on this side of the case and this was over it, you wouldn't actually be getting that full inch of ventilation because the fans would be right up against this. Some cases do that, and that's why I'm pointing that out. While we're here, sound dampening foam, very cool. This is neat. I haven't really done any like case breakdowns like this. It's neat. I'm having fun. I like this.
Message from General Pepper, Priority 1. Do a barrel roll. Barrel roll. Do a barrel roll. Use the barrel roll. Use the boot to get through. Use the boot to get through. Use the boot to get through. Something wrong with the heater sheet. The heater sheet. Something wrong with the heater sheet.
So Pat just got in and he's been fiddling with the case with me. I'm playing around with different configurations. It's amazing that in an MATX case this size, you can have this many options with radiator support, with a sliding drive cage. I had enough space to actually side mount this radiator with the tubes coming out this way. Very cool. Had a lot of options. You'll see in the time lapse. I mean, what do you think, Pat?
Am I in the shot now?
Hold on, let's find out. Actually, your head's cut off.
My head's cut off. That's not
my
good.
head's cut off.
Should I get lower?
That would really suck. You're
good. All right. So
Yeah.
basically, everything that has been wrong in the past with PC cases, not only have they fixed and improved, they improved upon as well. I mean, we're talking about little Velcro straps that are already built in to conceal your wires. Little really nice vented panels right here to put your wires through to the other side. I mean, you have enough space as if this were mid-size, if not even full-size for everything. Again, you have the sliding panel in the basement, enough PCI slots to hold, what is this, 4 or 5 PCI slots, more fans in the rear.
Got 7 fans.
Yeah, we got 7 fans going on, enough space for a beautiful radiator right here, a full-fledged grill at the bottom. I mean, this thing is just absolute perfection. It's beautiful.
Dude. It really, like, I was not like blown away by Fractal by just looking at the pictures online until I had my hands on the case. And like even just the way the filter comes out is quality. You're not fiddling with it like other cases, like it won't stick back in. And the fact that it's like every bit of intake, the entire bottom, the entire front is filtered.
And this is a steel chassis as well,
even
too.
if you wanted to, I don't know if I showed you, this pops out. This whole thing pops out.
I did not even know this. What is this?
Magnetic.
No way.
If you want to make the top an intake or an exhaust.
That's beautiful.
I think we're good with this low wattage system, just going 3 fans straight through.
Okay.
And I think it's actually going to do better with the top
And
close.
this was 3120?
Because it's going to focus air to the motherboard more than exhausting it out or pushing it back in.
Oh yeah.
I don't want too much dust. This dust filter isn't quite as tight as the dust filters on the bottom. So I don't know if I would trust this as an intake. I think it makes a better outtake.
You just need to clean it a little bit more often than the other one.
This is such a nice clean system though. Like it's
in fact, perhaps you want more airflow from the top for some reason. It's probably designed specifically for some purpose.
There are different cases. What you can do too is you can leave this open with no fans if you have like a CPU.
I was about to say, do you have room for fans up here?
Well, yes, actually.
They have mounting. Okay.
This gets even crazier.
All right.
So right now we have 120s in the front.
Right.
You could also put two 140s.
Okay.
Now the top has, we kind of already did this, but we'll do it again real quick, just to show Pat.
Yep.
The top has offset, first of all, so the rads don't hit your motherboard, heat sinks and RAM. They're offset.
Okay.
It'll do two 120s or two 140s in the top. And
That's,
the 120s will do a radiator.
that's beautiful.
That's
fantastic.
amazing. For a micro ATX, and once I put it all together with the panels, it really isn't much
I
better.
can't
than
wait till we
this.
complete this.
Didn't like that first. Interesting.
Want me to kill this guy?
And everything snaps in really tight. Yeah, kill it. We're done.
Alrighty.
We're done.
Message from General Power.